Okay, so we're gonna have some candles on set. We're gonna have like a party afterward. It's gonna be a party. So there's gonna be some apple pie, lasagna. Makeup! Where's the makeup girl?
What kind of lasagna is that going to be?
There's gonna be some spinach inside.
I'm allergic to spinach.
Hey, you got the water. So.
I'm allergic to spinach. Can it just be regular lasagna?
Yeah, sure. We got regular. Hey, has a special guest come by yet?
No, he says in the middle of a camel traffic or something like that.
Yeah, and that's gonna happen. You know what to do? Okay, everybody, we're about to get ready in 3, 2.
Awana Sparkies, get ready for a special episode of Heroes of the Kingdom with your host Pastor John and special guest Saul of Tarsus.
Well, welcome Sparkies to another special edition of Heroes of the Kingdom. This is the show where we get to have conversations with people that we read about in the Bible. And for the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about a guy named Saul, right? And how he got saved and how amazing that conversion was. And so tonight, we're going to open up and we're going to read from our Bibles together. And so I want you to ask your mom and your dad to help you find Acts chapter 15, verse 37 and 38. Acts chapter 15, verse 37 and 38. And it says this: Barnabas wanted to take John, also called Mark, with them, but Paul did not think it wise to take him, because he had deserted them in Pamphylia and had not continued with them in the work. Man, I have so many questions about that. But this is about Paul's second missionary journey. And guess what? Our guest tonight is none other than Saul himself. So come on, put your hands together and let's welcome Saul.
Hey, how you doing, guys? Thank you for having me.
Oh yeah, so glad you're able to make it. I'm so glad you're able to come back, Saul. That's so great.
Yeah, thank you for having me. You know, when I was on my way here, I got into camel traffic.
Camel traffic. Man, that camel traffic is a little crazy, right, Saul?
Yes.
But Saul, man, I'm so glad that you're able to join us again.
Sorry, no mean to disrespect, but my name is actually Paul now.
That's right. I totally forgot about that. That's right. You're not Saul anymore.
No.
You are Paul. That's right. I'm so sorry. Paul, I'm so glad to have you back on the show. Yeah. And we're excited to hear all about your travels. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, then I will start right away then.
Oh, yeah.
So my second missionary journey, well, it didn't start out very well.
Oh, man, that's too bad. Well, what happened?
So Barnabas and I were in
Antioch. I remember you were telling me, yeah.
Yes, and teaching and preaching. And I thought it would be a good thing to go back to the churches that we had visited on our first journey. I wanted to tell the people the decisions that the apostles and the elders had made at the church in Jerusalem.
Yeah.
Barnabas wanted to bring his cousin, John Mark, along with us, but I didn't think it was a good idea. John Mark had deserted us before, so it was important to be committed to something and stick to it. But John Mark didn't do that, so he was untrustworthy.
Wow. Oh, man. Well, I agree. It's so important to be trustworthy, and trustworthy simply means doing the thing that we say we're going to do. Like when we say to our parents that we're going to clean our room, that we actually do it. So it's so important to be trustworthy.
Yes, exactly. Barnabas and I disagreed about that issue. So we chose to take John Mark and go to Cyprus.
Yeah.
And I took Silas and went to the churches that we have been to on the last trip, and it was a good trip because we were able to share about the
decisions, right?
the decisions the apostles made.
Yeah, and what kind of decisions were they?
The elders and the apostles in Jerusalem said that Christians need to obey the things that God said in His Word, like avoiding sin. We thought it was good to deliver these decrees in person. Wait, just to clarify, do you know what decrees is?
Well, I'm pretty sure some of us know what decrees are, but there might be some that don't know. So can you explain that to us?
Absolutely. So a decree is an order or a rule that people are to follow or obey.
That's right. Well, you know what? That makes complete sense. Thanks for explaining that.
Okay, great. So we told the churches about all of these decrees that came from the elders and the apostles in Jerusalem. And as we did that, the churches grew in numbers every day.
Wait a minute. You mean every day?
Every day.
Every day, more and more people were going to church?
Yes, isn't that exciting?
That's amazing.
Yeah. The churches grew every day.
Wow.
There was also an exciting part about this journey. Well, actually, there was a couple of exciting parts about this journey.
Do tell.
So, the first exciting part was I got to meet a man named Timothy. Many people told me about this Timothy. He was a godly young man, and people spoke very well of him. So I asked him to be on the journey with us.
Wow, that's really great. What else happened?
So another wonderful thing about this journey, we got to meet
Lydia. That's right. You were telling me.
So she and her entire family trusted Jesus as their Savior and got baptized.
Wow.
We were able to stay at her home for a time.
Wow. It sounds like that second missionary journey was a great success.
Yes, it was.
Wow.
People trusted Jesus as their Savior. We were able to encourage the churches, and Timothy joined us on our journey. It was a good trip, and God blessed us and many people as we met.
Wow, that's so great to hear, Paul. Now, Paul, I don't know if you remember, but the last time we got to talk, I had asked you to share something with all of us that you learned from your experience. So I have the same question again.
Okay.
What is one lesson that we can learn from your second missionary journey?
Well, that's a pretty good question. So I think a very important thing that you guys should learn is to be trustworthy. John Mark deserted us on our first journey, but Barnabas wanted to bring him back on the second journey. But I was afraid John Mark would desert us again when we needed him the most. So we all need to be trustworthy. That means that we all should do what we say that we should do.
Man, that is a great lesson for all of us to learn. Paul, thank you so much for coming back. Come on, Sparkies, can we give it up for Paul for coming to the show today?
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you for
great to
having
see
me.
you. Yeah, so great to see you,
Thank
Paul.
you. See ya.
Hey, don't get stuck in camel traffic.
I will not.
All right. Well, Sparkies, that is a really great lesson that we all can learn to be trustworthy. And that means that we should do what we say that we're going to do. And if you don't know about it, John Mark and Paul, well, they got to go on other journeys together later on. And that was all because John Mark had learned to be trustworthy. So I hope that all of you get to learn to be trustworthy. Give your mom and your dads a great big hug, and we just want to say good night from all of us here at Heroes of the Kingdom. Good night, Sparkies. Have a great night.
And cut.
Okay. Good.
Oh, thank you. Hey, those camels. Hey, did Paul leave yet? Did you? Yeah. Hey, Paul. Don't leave. Maybe we could split a camel ride together. That would be really, really great. That would be great. Thank you.
Yeah, that should be good on your schedule.
All right. Well, what happened to the lasagna?
It's not gonna be right now. I'm not gonna bring you something. You have to go to it. It's offset.
Okay.